What's up, everybody? Good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. First, before I get into some of the Seahawks news that came out earlier today, I'm going to be live on Twitch tonight. In fact, if you're watching this video, I'm probably live on Twitch right now. So come watch me. Gonna be doing either Baldur's Gate 3 or Starfield. Don't know which one yet. So come check in on my Twitch if you want to watch and you want to converse about the game tomorrow. Okay, so we got some Seahawks news here. I know I'm several hours old here, but I didn't want to make a video about the Seahawks right before my Huskies stream went live. So I decided to just leave it and I'd talk about it a little bit later. Well, it's a little bit later now, so even though I know this is like 6 hours old, maybe even a little bit more, a couple of things went down earlier today with the Seahawks. So we get our 2 promotions from the practice squad per game, which we have now used, and we also placed a player on injured reserve. And it's the guy that I think we kind of expected at this point. It's Kenny McIntosh. So let's break it down one by one. So we elevated cornerback Artie Burns for tomorrow's game against the Rams. Artie Burns is going to play against the Rams. Same with linebacker John Rhattigan. So Artie Burns and John Rhattigan are active. So Artie Burns may very well be activated because of Witherspoon probably not playing. I know Witherspoon's currently listed as questionable, but I think most people feel like he's not playing, and I don't think he should play. So Artie Burns might be promoted for that reason. Also possible that he's promoted because we don't totally trust Q Blue Kelly yet because he got here less than a couple weeks ago. Not that long ago at all. So Artie Burns might be here for those purposes. We might see Artie Burns be playing some nickel. We might see Artie Burns get some reps on the outside too. He's got a little bit of flexibility like that, and he played well in the preseason. So if we're in a state where we're like, okay, Witherspoon's not going to be healthy, Q Blue Kelly's not ready, and by the way, let's not forget Mike Jackson looked so bad in the preseason. We want to give ourselves another guy who can play in the event that some bad stuff happens tomorrow. So Artie Burns is promoted. I think it's pretty clear why when you think about the situation the team's in right now. John Rhattigan getting promoted to the 53-man roster also makes sense because for the same reason that we might feel like Q Blue Kelly's not ready yet, we might feel like Drake Thomas isn't ready yet. Drake Thomas got here at the same time that Kelly did, and him and Rhattigan would both probably have had basically the same role, special teams and emergency linebacker play, but Rhattigan's been here for a while now, and Drake Thomas just got here a little bit ago. So I think these are just insurance policies for our waiver wire pickups who are not familiar with our system yet, who just got here, probably not familiar with our calls on defense, probably not familiar with any of it. So I think promoting Rhattigan and Burns is basically for that. So nothing too shocking there, nothing too surprising there. Obviously, the fact that we didn't elevate any kind of offensive lineman speaks to our confidence in Damian Lewis being able to play, which is good. And that's about all you can say about that. Kenny McIntosh going on IR. So what that means is he's going to miss at least the first 4 games. He's not playing in these next 4 games, guaranteed. And then after that, they evaluate. And after that 4-week period is over, the first 4 games, we might look at him and go, it's still not right. We're going to put you on the full IR and you're going to miss the season. Or maybe they go, okay, you're going to be right eventually, but it's going to take too long. So we're going to still put you on IR because it's not worth waiting. Or maybe they look at it at that point and say, okay, you're ready to go. So we're just going to have to wait and see on that one. But obviously this is disappointing because when the injury happened, we were told that it was going to be a couple weeks. It's now been a month and a half. And not only is he not getting back, he's not even close to getting back. So, unfortunate because Kenny McIntosh had a role to play on this team. I think offense and special teams, he could have been valuable. Not anything I really regret not having, but I don't think that I don't think that this is a situation where a guy like Vi Jones goes on IR and it's not really that big of a deal because, oh, he wasn't going to play either. McIntosh was going to play. But now he basically has missed his whole training camp, off-season, preseason stuff, or at least most of it. So who knows now? But I guess the good news is he hasn't torn anything severe. Because if that was the case, he would have gone on IR. So the full IR. So the fact that he's going on short-term IR does indicate we have some belief that he is going to come back later this year. Hopefully, it's not something like a one thing that the Hawks Nest suggested when we were streaming the other day was maybe he tore his MCL. Like obviously that's not great, but that's something that he could come back from a little bit quicker than the bad ones, the torn ACLs, the torn Achilleses of the world. So we're just gonna have to keep monitoring this one. But yeah, Kenny McIntosh gonna miss at least these first 4 games. After the first 4 games is our bye week, though. So this is where that early bye week could help. What if we can get Kenny McIntosh back a week earlier than we would have otherwise because of the bye week? That's possible. So going to try to keep the good vibes going when it comes to Kenny. So yeah, that's really all the news on the Seahawks side of things. The elevations, McIntosh, and if you, I guess the other thing that's worth noting is the Witherspoon stuff. People are really trying to put Pete Carroll through the Rosetta Stone machine to figure out is Witherspoon going to play. I don't feel like he is. So I think it's the right idea, by the way. I have no problem with it. Hold him out, get him right, get him ready for week 2, hopefully, when we actually really need him. You saw what Amon-Ra St. Brown was doing on that Thursday night game. He's a great player, and Witherspoon's the kind of guy you want to have in a game against somebody like that. So that's really about it on the Seahawks side of things. We got one thing on the Rams side of things. This doesn't affect this game, but it does indicate that this is a fairly serious issue now. Cooper Kupp is going on injured reserve because of the hamstring issues. So not only is he going to miss week 1, he's going to miss the first 4 games. And this is also indicative of there being a distinct possibility that he misses a lot of the season, which I've said it before, I'll say it again. This Rams team is ridiculously top heavy. They have I'll say guys who are considered by many to be among the best players in the league in Kupp and Donald. Then they have a handful of guys on the offense who are considered to be okay. Stafford, Havenstein, Brian Allen, Tyler Higbee, Van Jefferson. And then there's just nothing but guys who barely belong in the NFL. Pretty much. Like, even their punter's a rookie. I can't even say, like, oh, they got this great punter. Like, back in the days when the Rams had Hecker as their punter. You can't even say that anymore. So, real possibility here that because it's a hamstring issue, and as we know from personal experience, these can linger, Kupp may miss a lot of the season. Like, we play the Rams, I think, for the second time in week 10. I wonder if Kupp's going to be back by then. Especially if the Rams are getting blown out in all these games, they might just look at it and go, look, what's the point? What are we stand to gain from putting Cooper Kupp out there? Let's just hold him out until maybe the very end of the season so we can at least get him some reps when we're sure he's 100%, or maybe not even that. So, yeah, pretty serious stuff happening with Cooper Kupp. And I think that if that's the trade you're making, we don't have Adams, we don't have Witherspoon, we don't have McIntosh, but the Rams don't have Kupp. That's a trade I'm pretty happy to take if you want to look at it like that. All right. See you guys later. Again, should be on Twitch. By the time you're watching this, I should be live on Twitch. If not, just give me a little bit. See you guys soon. More stuff happening tomorrow. Excited for the game. Hope to see you guys after the game's over tomorrow on the post-game video and the post-game stream.